Have you ever acted like you've been listening to someone only to then be asked a follow up question and not know how to respond? Yeah, that's happened to me one too many times. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Kuehl, and today I'll be discussing the importance of active listening and how active listening is key to maintaining interpersonal relationships and giving more depth to your conversations. In this presentation, we'll define active listening, we'll talk about pseudo listening and how to avoid it, and we'll talk about how to give better feedback in your conversations. Also, for this presentation, I read an article out of the International Journal of Listening, and the article was done by Harry Wedger and his colleagues, and in it, he defines active listening as the process of receiving and or constructing meaning from and responding to spoken and or nonverbal messages. So basically what they're saying right there is it's the process of receiving information, constructing a meaning for yourself, and responding to that by giving feedback. Also, in that article, they discussed the impact active listening can have on an interpersonal interaction, and they found out that those who displayed active listening in their interpersonal interactions had more positive outcomes, and those who maybe displayed pseudo listening or weren't listening as aptly had more negative outcomes or less positive outcomes. So before I used active listening, I was definitely guilty of pseudo listening. Pseudo listening being mimicking active listening. It could be you're going along with conversation, kind of adding here and there, like but you're not actually listening. You're pretending to listen. And I've definitely been guilty of that. My mother has noticed. My roommates have noticed. There was actually an incident with my roommates over rent. I was supposed to turn in the rent one day, but I was pseudo listening to my roommate before he left and didn't get the message, and we had to turn it in late, and there was a fee and everything. Anyway, the moral of the story being, if I was actively listening that day, I would have figured out that I had to head down to the property management and turn in the check. Pseudo listening can greatly hinder your conversation skills. Also, my conversation skills lacked because I would give advice. If I were to listen, not pseudo listen, if I were to listen at all, I'd give advice, and sometimes it wouldn't be welcomed. They wouldn't be seeking it, or it's something they've already thought of. So if I was an active listener, I would ask before asking them if they want advice or if they're seeking advice, and I could help them from there. Also, I've tried to better my active listening skills by paraphrasing more. So paraphrasing is kind of getting the message from that of who you're communicating with, and then put it in your own words and kind of relay it back to them to make sure you're understanding the meaning of the message. So yeah, active listening has helped me greatly in over this term and these past couple months in maintaining my relationships here at home with my roommates. It's helped me with my mother and my parents as well. Um, Communication is a wide field, and there's a lot to be learned, and all you have to do is listen. Thank you very much.